Your limitations are how far you can see. You probably know this fact that you have this unique ability to break away any limitation that is self-created. We create our own limitation based on how far we can see or how far our vision holds good. And reflecting on Carl Jung's statement about consciousness, he says, you can call it a blessing or you can call it a curse. But the more conscious you become, you realize the more problems that you have. So why is that? Well, it's because the problems have always been there for a very long time. We haven't been aware of them. We haven't even looked at them. It's just there in our backgrounds, and in many ways it is ruining our lives. And self-awareness is a blessing because now we are aware of them, we are able to see them and solve them and make our lives better. It's like we can't live in our bedroom alone in the entire house and ignore the rest of the house, even the backyard or the basement. Time to time, we need to clear out the rubbish that is lurking in the basement of our unconsciousness, because if we don't do that, the whole house will be in trouble. It's dangerous if we don't do that. And that is definitely not the way to live. And I think we can all agree with this. Also, being human, we tend to incline to the default thinking process. Well, it's a system designed for our survival, which is to focus on the negative. Because we are under constant threat from our environment, so we by default think negative or imagine the worst that can possibly happen to us. And that's the reason why majority of the people think negative. We are then very convinced by those thoughts and those beliefs that things are beyond our reach and we should not pursue difficult tasks because of the dangers of failing and this feeling miserable after. So if you're a negative person or someone you know is negative, remember, it's not your fault. It's just that, like most people, you're living in a survival mode. And being self-aware will pull you out of that wheel and you become an authentic human being, is what I call it. A human being with a huge potential who is on the stairway to becoming complete and whole. Once we become aware of our own weaknesses and strength, then life becomes very easy to work around with. We can work on making our strength even stronger and weakness to be less of a weakness. So the emphasis here is to use the same self-awareness to break the mental limitations, because that's what we need to be feeding ourselves.